I think we are nearly there, right? It's safe to say, right?
Well, a few more games left. So, yeah, about 4 games left.
But it looks like they are playing different than they were playing for the AFCON. Looks like something has changed about the Black Stars. Or it's too early to see. 2 games, so 8 goals, none conceded.
You play who's in front of you, and you beat who's in front of you.
Okay.
It's international football. You don't select your opponents. We had to play them, and we've beaten Chad, and we've beaten Madagascar. 15 points. Madagascar is second on 10. Mali drew with the Central African Republic yesterday, so that even gave us a greater chance. That's why the win was super important. So Mali's on 9, Comoros on 8, Central African Republic on 5.
But Comoros has a game today.
Yes, Comoros is playing today, so if they win that game, they could go on 11 points.
No, I think they'll go on. They are on 8, right?
Yes, they are.
So they'll go on 11.
Yes, they could go.
So
on
they'll still be
11
4 points behind us. I thought they were on 9. Comoros is on 9 points.
Yes. So Comoros is playing Chad today,
which I'm sure they would win.
Yes.
So we are not done yet.
It was a good performance yesterday.
Yeah.
We scored early. Then Madagascar got into the game. They gave us.
They were very aggressive.
Yes, they didn't create too many clear catches in the first half, but they adjusted to what we were looking to do and gave us some uncomfortable moments, but nothing that really tested us, but they gave us problems. Let's admit that. The second half, I think we were clearly very dominant because we also adjusted to what they were doing. Jordan Ayew's understanding and experience of what he was supposed to do yesterday was phenomenal.
Was he playing 10? Or?
Yes, he was playing. Yesterday, we were playing 2 10s.
With this is the real Jordan.
7 up front. Three assists for the young man.
The thing was on the plate. The crosses. I mean.
And look,
you see, he's come of age.
Yes, of course. When you play football to a certain level,
and what I like about him is that when the ball comes to him, even if he loses possession, he gets a free kick.
Yeah,
so it's very difficult to take the ball from him.
His hold-up play is really good.
So Jordan was challenged.
And I also think Partey was really good yesterday. His quality and ability to link play, be at the right moments,
I'll tell you
showed
something.
yesterday.
When the first goal they scored, it reminded me so much of a goal between Sule Muntari and Michael Essien in 2008 AFCON. It was a particular AFCON were really struggling. And then they had a little chit-chat about a free kick. And then Sule
put it in and Essien put his head on it.
And I think that's the same kind of thing that's developing between Partey and Jordan. So we should watch that space because, when players play at a certain level, they know what to do.
Yeah.
And I also think a lot of we ran a lot. We did a good job. So I think hopefully the coach will get a good song out of this team because if they qualify, it's a bigger World Cup with more teams.
Yes.
So it gives you a better chance to do well.
Yeah.
So
and hopefully we will during the next international break. Hopefully they get a game in there because the team doesn't play again until September.
So get a proper game.
Yes. And let's
keep the momentum going.
Let's test the team.
Yes.
To see what's the level.
And because we are not going to AFCON, next year we'll have time to pick more useful friendlies. And maybe a blessing in disguise.
And prepare well.
Yeah.
Kudus also got a goal for his efforts. So
I was thinking Mali would be our strongest opponent, but I think after we beat them in Bamako. It set us. But will second place teams have a chance to qualify?
Yes. Okay. Yes. The best place second place teams
will
go into a playoff.
All right. So we just need to win our group and qualify.
Yeah, we just need to keep this.
So how many African teams are going to the World Cup?
9 or 10, I think.
9.
Yeah, 9.
Oh, so how many teams the World Cup? 36?
Yes,
it's a big World Cup.
48.
It's a huge 48.
Yeah.
FIFA wants to make as much money as it can.
So they've more or less doubled the African place. Africa used to have 5. Now we have 9.
48 teams.
Yes.
How many from Europe?
I believe they had 13 before, so it's only been increased to 16. Yeah. So it's not. They've not.
So Africa will have 9.
Yes.
Asia will have how many?
I'm not sure, but I know South America has gone from 4 to 6. So it wouldn't have been.
So Africa has 9.
Yeah. Asia has probably has had an increase similar to Africa as well.
Wow. And then 16 plus 9, that's 25.
And then Oceania has one place now.
30.
They used to have half. So.
And then you add another 9. Wow, this is great.
Yeah.
So will it be more entertaining?
We'll see when we get there.
And it's going to be hosted in 3 countries.
Yes.
So does that also mean that because the teams are so many, subsequent World Cups will be done? It won't be one country anymore.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing a lot more joint bids.
So you have a Morocco, a Tunisia, and a South Africa kind of World Cup.
World up there, not. I mean, you can
easier.
have a Tunisia. Those who get along. you know.
Which is an interesting discussion, you know. Yeah, but even in Africa, we can do it.
Yeah.
Sub-Sahara too.
So we could do like a Ghana, Togo, Benin.
No, I think it's better to do Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, or Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa.
I'm just saying, find a connection,
wow,
and then work with it.
Wow. No, that's great. That's great. That's great. So well done to the Black Stars. Thank you for bringing us joy. You know,
it's been a good 5 days.
You know, we've had it. You know, this is because of I've been following Nanjing athletics. I've taken my mind off football cry, but you know, when they scored, I heard people shouting. You know, that's the thing you hear in Ghana. When there's a goal, you know, people are watching the match. So I think that the love is still available to be gotten if they can continue in this vein. I don't think the love is fully back, but I think they can. It's coming back small.
No, I don't. I think that this love thing is overblown. That the love went away.
It went to.
I think
No,
there's.
it did.
Let me.
This guy lost the love for Black Stars.
Let me
doesn't
say what I'm saying. They weren't playing well. When teams are not playing well, fans will just. The love never went away. People just decided that, you know what, you're hating me, so I'm going to distance myself.
So it was a defense mechanism.
Yeah, that's all it is. I don't think.
No, I actually think people got tired of the Black Stars.
They were hit. The Black Stars kept hitting them. So defense mechanism, like.
So if you qualify for the World Cup, the love will come back.
Oh, the love is coming back. You need to hear them chanting USA.
But I actually think a lot of people are interested in this World Cup for other reasons than just Black Stars. People have their own agenda for this World Cup.
They don't know what's going on.
Would Trump still be president when the World Cup is going?
Oh yeah, you give the trophy to the winner.
No, I'm asking him. No,
Next year, the World Cup is next year.
because of his immigration policies.
Yeah, but everybody still is like.
No, but people are happy about the Black Stars, not just because of Black Stars.
That's true.
Because they also want to go.
Yeah, they want to go and do.
And they want to go and not go and come.
But let's be clear about this. It will be very, very hard
To do what?
to go.
Are you sure?
So I'm telling you.
You know,
if you don't have now.
No,
If you don't have
I
the
think that
See,
because
let me tell you
Trump wants to
something.
put up a show. Don't forget, Trump is leading the World Cup task force.
So
He really wants to host a great show.
you see, let me
and that could change.
let me explain something to you. So
Yeah.
normally,
Yeah.
World Cup tickets are allocated on a certain basis.
Uh-huh.
Now, what most countries do, and even for AFCONs, even for basic AFCON, your visa is normally linked to a ticket, a match ticket, or accreditation.
Yep.
That is the only way you are entering the country that is hosting the tournament. Either you have a match ticket, or you are accredited as a journalist. Those are the two ways you get into the country.
A match ticket
Yes.
or accreditation.
Now, World Cup tickets are allocated on a certain basis. You understand? So Ghana, they will look at us and say, okay, there are maybe 1,000 tickets available to Ghanaians.
Oh wow.
I'm just
an example. Okay.
no, hypothetically. So 1,000 tickets, 1,000 match. When I say tickets, 1,000 match tickets spread across the games, and then post that whatever becomes available as Ghana progresses. Those who would have purchased tickets from the group stages and gotten visas will
Can
then
then
purchase
those.
purchase those
Yeah.
ones. So getting into Mexico or Canada or into the US during that period, one will be based on the quota of tickets that are allocated to us,
Good.
right? Two, becomes a matter of who gets the tickets. Because in our experience, what we've normally seen is the tickets are allocated to the Ghana Football Association. So, we've seen also some travel agencies who have purchasing power.
And they buy the
And,
tickets and then they
because,
resell.
because you need a package.
Hotel,
Aha.
everything.
Because other than that, you show up there, you don't have somewhere to sleep
And
and
the
all
team
those
to be
things.
moving around.
Moving
Some
around.
of these logistics can be difficult for one person.
One person.
Because if let's say we play in Edmonton, we play in Los Angeles, and we play in New York, for example. Or I don't even know if Edmonton's part. Let's say
Yeah,
Toronto.
no, I'm just saying,
It's
hypothetically.
very difficult, like you alone as a person, to now know the hotel to get, where to get
But
the
wait,
hotel,
what
booking
if
those
I
flights.
have family
they
in
can-
the US? I want to visit them, and when I visit them, can't I buy a ticket
But
to
you
the
see,
US?
that's possible, but you have to go through you'd go to the visa place yourself. I'm going to visit my family. What?
You are not you can't go down the
You can't
basis of
use
the
World Cup.
World Cup to go.
I get
Yeah,
you.
that means you would have to apply through your
Normal
regular
visit.
channels.
Okay.
But if you're able to purchase a match ticket,
Would they be that expensive?
I don't think it will be that expensive, but it will be hard to chase.
By the way, will there be? So it's a normal group, 4 teams in a group, right?
That's what they are saying. 4 groups of 12 groups of 4. That's what they are saying.
So at least you have at least 4 games.
No, 3.
At least 3 games.
Yes.
Then if you qualify for the next
Yes.
round. So this one
They'll do round of 32 before round of 16. That's the plan.
then there'll be a lot of games.
Yeah, so it's now
It's an extra round.
It's an extra round. Yeah.
And the way we don't know whether a team will be based in one country. So you could be first game in Toronto, second game New York, third game could be in Mexico City.
I don't think
No, I don't think they'll let you fly around.
Yeah, I
like
think
that,
they'll
no.
try and.
You'll be in the same area because
Usually-
the
so
last one
you'll
I
be
covered.
based at-
Yeah, so the last one but the last
World Cup they were traveling.
No. I'm saying that the last one I even covered with Ghana,
Brazil.
Brazil.
You were flying.
I was flying around a lot.
Yeah.
In the
Because
team was based in Alagoas,
You
Maceió,
flew in Brazil, you can't
but we
train.
played in Bahia, Salvador, for one game. We moved around a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so the World Cup is designed for your team to be based in a particular place, so that when you play there, it's your home match. But then when you go to another place, you will fly.
Sometimes you go fly, but with the US, I'm sure they will do trains as well.
Actually, US is not very good with trains.
No, I'm saying they will do trains.
My experience in living there, traveling, US is better with planes.
Yeah, but that would be a lot of air travel.
Yeah, US is, the UK is very train. US, people do train, but trains are not really very good.
But what I think they will do, because of the countries and all they're moving, is they'll try and get you in a. Maybe you do the 3 stadiums in a like the north, like maybe Toronto,
you have
New
no idea how
York.
crazy these people are. FIFA
But-
people, they can do anything.
They can, but I think they themselves might not want teams moving around too much.
Security, tiredness. You don't want
So
And
it
their
makes sense
fans,
to-
and
it
it's
makes
worry,
sense
and it's a problem for the fans
yes.
as well.
It will become too expensive for them.
Is Mexico even safe?
Yes. Why is
Are
it
you
not
sure
safe?
Mexico is safe?
Oh, it's safe.
Because the things I read about parts of Mexico is.
But the things you read about part of Mexico are the same things you read about Louisiana.
Even our Galamsey
No.
cases are becoming like that.
check with your US current. Mexico, some things they there.
Depends on which part of Mexico you are in.
Bernard, I'll actually talk about that. This is something that you are right. It's an issue, but
Mexico has
But
issues.
you have to remember that these people also love their football. They are not likely to destroy a World Cup in their country for these reasons, because they themselves will be watching.
I was in San Diego, I think a decade ago, so it's a long time, and basically speaking to journalists who live in San Isidro and work in Mexico, and at the time there were towns which were run by gangs.
Yeah.
Journalists did not feel safe, so some of them had to report from US on Mexican stories. It was pretty crazy.
When we did
disagree.
a World Cup in Brazil.
But I think, okay, fine. I think Mexico is probably, you are right, they're probably on the same level.
Yeah, we did a World Cup in Brazil.
And Bernard, to talk about that, is also a lot of the rural areas where the state doesn't have as much control, where you see these things happening more often.
Yeah, I even
that
think-
one
I
is
think
also
I'm
part
even
of
being
it.
prejudicial. There are many parts of US that are not even
And
safe.
you see, the thing
So
with
I have to
let me tell you something. And the thing with World Cups also is, it provides the Mexican government an excuse.
to clamp down on. You are correct. You are right. I know what I'm
Because
saying.
they'll tell you that they are coming, okay, because of the
Yes,
World Cup.
you are right. A lot of these countries which have leaders who have dictatorial tendencies, which Charlie, we won't let you fool with World Cup, so we'll finish you.
But I think the cartels themselves, they like their football. I don't think they are
Charlie,
trying
but
to.
don't forget what happened to Pablo Escobar. When I remember that game very well. There's this guy, I think he's a Colombian.
The one who scored the own goal.
Charlie, they killed the guy.
Yeah, but that one, maybe there was a betting issue or
There've been
something.
a lot of stories written about that and what led into it. Nobody really knows, but I don't think it's fair to Mexico to say that.
No, I get your point. I take that back. I'm just saying that the whole 3-country World Cup is a bit difficult for me to fathom. But
we'll
see
be
how it
there.
goes. No, it will be a great World Cup.
We will be there.
If you think we'll qualify, where we've reached now.
Ghana qualify or no, I'm not talking about Ghana.
You're talking about yourself. Okay. No, but it's better if Ghana goes.
I have to be honest.
I don't mind
to be
though.
honest, the way the group is looking, it will be a monumental failure
Yeah,
if
if
we
you
don't
don't go.
qualify
Yeah.
where we are right
Who-
now.
Things
be
have
there.
been nicely set up for us.
Yeah.
And I think even when we're not playing well and we defeated Mali in Bamako, that was supposed to be our toughest game. And I think we lost to Comoros away already.
Yeah.
And so I think our toughest
That
away
was-
games have all been
That
dealt
was
with.
Otto Addo's first international break, the June one, if I remember correctly. No, he did a March friendlies, and then June was his first competitive one.
Yeah.
So he actually started well.
Yeah.
In those June qualifiers. Then somehow the AFCON qualifiers in September, October, November.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say something.
It just went off the rails.
Again, watching as an untrained guy, first half, as Godfrey said, the Malagasy were a bit more dominant, but the second half the game completely changed. And I think it's credit to a coach. Usually when you watch 2 halves of a game, you can tell if a coach is actually understanding what he's seeing. So hopefully Otto Addo will get there. Because, you know, we vilified him a lot. He's not been...
And he deserves it.
But he's doing better, so we should commend him. So he's done 8-0. Charlie, he's done well. Bro, how many...
I'm not ready to... You see, me, I'll put it this way. I'm not ready to give him an apology. Let me say that.
Until he qualifies in style for the World Cup.
No. The apology will come when he reach... If he reaches round of 16 at the World Cup, I'll apologize.
Okay. So you have a very high standard.
I've said no, because we've gotten there before.
Does he have the material?
I think so. Absolutely.
If you look at the team now...
Oh, yeah.
So he has no excuse for not qualifying for AFCON.
Oh,
in
no,
terms of the kind of players
that one there, he failed completely. That one,
so
he failed completely.
Can we say Ghana's team, in terms of quality of players, compares to any on the continent?
Yes.
So with a top class coach, we should have been at AFCON.
Well, being at the
we should be winning an AFCON.
You see, being at the AFCON is not... I feel like being at the AFCON is underselling where we should be, because AFCON right now is 24 teams. If you add some of the bands and things, there's basically 50 teams competing in Africa to go to the AFCON. So you can't tell me we are not in the top half.
So let me ask you another question. Do we have enough quality that if we had a great coach, we could win the AFCON?
I think we can win the AFCON. I'm not saying that we will necessarily are favourites. But if you say there's 10 teams better than us on the continent, that's a stretch. In terms of player for player, I think 10 teams is going too
probably
far.
3 or 4.
If you say 5, 5 is okay. Do you get what
So
I'm
we should
saying?
definitely be in the final 4.
Yeah, we should be able to compete for an AFCON. I'm not saying we have to go and win.
So basically what Otto Addo is doing is bringing us back to factory settings. This is what Ghana should be. It's nothing exceptional.
And that's the issue. Otto Addo lowered expectations to the point that before Chad, the president had to talk
Charlie,
to them.
Chad,
The
I was a bit... The president said he hasn't eaten because of Chad. I'm like, Chad. But you know, as people say, you said there's no... To be fair, when I started watching football in the 90s, if Ghana plays Madagascar, Comoros, or Chad, it's like 25-0. Do you understand? That's like...
But they have also improved.
So the point... So
those
football
countries
has
have
changed.
improved. Let's also be fair to them. But at the same time, we shouldn't... There are some teams we shouldn't... And to be fair to Madagascar, they've played well in this qualification group. If we had drawn against Madagascar, I would not have been too upset, because they've done well. They've done well so far.
Because Charlie, Comoros, Madagascar, Chad,
No,
Central African Republic, they've been almost starting ball.
But you see, my issue is more the AFCON qualifiers, because the AFCON qualifiers, it was Sudan, Angola, and Niger. We were the top seed in that group, and the top 2 qualified.
And we're bottom.
And we finished bottom. That's more the issue. I don't think the issue about the AFCON qualifiers was...
We chopped last.
We're last. We didn't win one game.
Serious?
Yes.
And they didn't sack the coach.
I'm surprised, but here we are.
But he's doing better now. Oh, we chopped last in that group.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
See,
Niger,
Angola and Sudan.
Greater tests lie ahead, but also in international football, you beat who is in front.
So we
of
shouldn't
you.
over rejoice.
Yeah, you beat who is in front.
My
of you.
worry though is, do we have... This is my worry. Final point. Do we have the quality that if we are well coached, we will get to that? Because you know, I think the Apia ASEAN group were a very good team, and they had a decent coach, and we went far. So sometimes you can have a good coach, but the players are not good enough.
Yeah.
So which one I'm asking, if you look at the players we have, I saw some tall guy, Opoku guy. I saw some German name guy.
Kingsley Schindler.
Are they proper players? Because I haven't heard of them before.
I mean,
the only person I knew was Kudus, Jordan, and then I think more recently, of course, Partey. And then
let me ask Godfrey this question. This is why I feel like there's not more than 5-6 teams who are better player for player in Africa. That's the max I would go. Where would you rank us, Godfrey?
Because this guy didn't even play. Lamptey wasn't even called.
Yeah, how many teams do you think player for player, if we had to pick our best 23, are better than us?
Like I kind of agree with you on that. It's the problem for us has been, you know, the balance and putting everything together on a consistent basis. That's what we've not been able to do.
Wow.
If they are able to figure themselves out, the coach identifies the profiles properly, knows how to finds a structure that accommodates the profiles. We should be a hard team to beat. We should be even just on the basis of pure quality.
Yeah,
we should be a hard team to beat. But we've not been able to get the profiles right. We've not been able to get the tactics right. So we've been struggling generally. By that I mean, you know, the coach has a certain way he wants to play. The players also have a certain style and things, you know, certain idiosyncrasies. Figuring out what the idiosyncrasies are and how they fit into the overall balance of the team is something that we have struggled with forever. It was the bane of Otto Addo during the AFCON qualifiers, which is why they brought in all these people to come and help him. Okay, so again, like I said, I'm happy, and also that I like the yellow kit. It's nice.
We'll leave it here. So well done, Black Stars.